shocking, savage, and unforgettable 24 hours with a bunch of New York City teens in one of the most talked-about films of 1995, Kids. But first, there are a few things you should know about it. In graphic documentary style, the film spends 24 hours in the lives of a group of New York City teens led by Telly and Casper. Next, get ready to spend a shocking, savage, and unforgettable 24 hours with a bunch of New York City teens in one of the most talked-about films of 1995, Kids. But first, there are a few things you should know about it. In graphic documentary style, the film spends 24 hours in the lives of a group of New York City teens led by Telly and Casper, two friends who are exploring much more than just the streets. Kids' shockingly honest look at teenage sexuality immediately brought the film heavy media attention along with a firestorm of criticism. So we spoke with its executive producers in Manhattan's Washington Square Park, a key location in the film.
So it really is a chance to make a film that comes along very rarely, where you can make a really beautiful piece of art, and also the film could have a positive impact on the way children are today and what they're going through and dealing with the times of AIDS.
At Rolling Stone magazine, we caught up with film critic Peter Travers for his take on Kids.
This is a movie that really doesn't want you to go to sleep and not be worried. It really wants you to think about what you just saw, and that makes it unique in the whole Hollywood structure. Movie studios don't make movies like this.
Although much of Kids' publicity centered on its candid portrayal of unsafe sex among teenagers, the filmmakers wanted to stress parents' shortcomings as well as the kids.
The point is you can't just have kids, you have to have the parents. And I think that the film really draws a lot of attention to that.
Sociologist Dr. Donna Gaines also picked up on the kids' issue of parental responsibility, or lack of it.
Parents in Kids are either punitive, unavailable, absent, or dysfunctional, and I think that that's something that young people experience given adults' involvement in the labor force in the last 15 years, that parents can't be home for their children. I think also what's similar is the feeling that you get when you watch it of utter despair, that underneath the veneer of pleasure and danger and fun, there's no joy, there's like no sense of future, there's no sense of value about anything.
Coming up immediately after the film, we've got more on the controversy about it, so be sure to stay tuned. And now, CINEMAX presents the premiere of Kids. The following film contains highly explicit material concerning teenage sexuality. Some viewers may find it objectionable. Parental discretion strongly advised. The film you've just seen raises some important issues about today's teen culture, and while it's shocking and, at times, unpleasant, Kids does have a positive message for parents. Get involved.
I think people are disturbed by a movie like Kids because it doesn't give them any easy answers. It says this is going on out there. It says that we all have a responsibility for it, not just as parents, but as adults.
The filmmakers explored the missing parent angle because it not only affects today's generation, but reaches into tomorrow's as well.
I think it tells us that these are the warning signs of what's going on for our next generation. And I think that the kids take, a select group of kids, and certainly not every kid is like that, but there are enough of them that we should be concerned about the fact that we need to start stepping in and doing something. Very few people have seen this film and walked away and not said, well, where were the parents in this movie? And then you look right at them and say, that's the point.
What parents can do is start realizing that young people are as if a social class of people in this country who are poor people. They are powerless people without rights and with diminishing civil liberties. So the first thing they can do is be home if they can. The second thing they can do is at least be there when they are there. And listen to kids, because kids see the world in a very different way than adults do, because they live in the now.
Of course, the film's main focus is teenage sexuality. And here again, Kids serves as a warning.
We're calling it now safe sex because of HIV, but kids were told from the beginning of time that they shouldn't do it, and they've continued to do it because I think this movie says there's a real presence of other kids who are doing exactly this, and kids will do what they see other kids doing.
You have young people absolutely not getting the point, and you have adults frantic to try to get the point across about being careful and using protection. I think to young people, what say no to drugs felt like 10 years ago, use a condom feels like now. It's just more rules and regulations.
Kids Raw look at casual, unprotected teenage sex fiercely divided critics and audiences alike. But behind the hype is a film that really speaks to and about youth in the 90s.
What you have to look at when you see this is ignore the censors and ignore the critics who tend to reject things that are this fresh and this ferocious. In the end, I think kids matter.
Organizations like Planned Parenthood offer free counseling on teenage sex, AIDS, and related issues. Seek them out for more information. The following film contains highly explicit material concerning teenage sexuality. Some viewers may find it objectionable. Parental discretion strongly advised.